Hi friends, this is Krish, the Urban Naxal. And friends, we are still talking about the basic structure of a contract for an under construction project. Now, here is an assumption I'm going with, guys. I'm assuming that you chaps are going to continue booking in under construction projects because it is so easy. So there's no point, or there's not too much point in my continuing to tell you don't go to under construction projects, don't go to under construction. So now I'm going to focus on what do you look for. If you do go to an under construction project sales office, and let it be known I am totally against it, but I will still advise you about this, because a number of people reach out to me on WhatsApp. They sent me their agreements and RERA numbers and stuff like that, and they ask me, can you advise us about this? So I'm going to give you some general guidelines, guys. I'm going to show you where the builder is going to try and cheat you outright. Okay. Number one, if the builder is bringing in too many parties or creating too many parties, it dilutes the contract. By this, what do I mean? In an agreement, in the proforma of your sale agreement, please look at how many people you are entering into a contract with. Who are the parties to the contract with you? The agreement is a contract. Contract between you and the other side who is going to give you a house, a flat. At the end of, let us say 4 years or 3 years, let us say December 31st, 2025. You are accepting the date. December 31st, 2025. You are accepted. Money you have accepted 1 crore rupees. Dimensions of the flat you have accepted 700 square feet. Are you being made to accept something which is invisible? That is a question. Are you being made to swallow a poison pill? That is a question. When you buy something, say a kilo of grapes, you are buying it from one person, you are buying it from one party. The vendor, the fruit seller is your party, one party. You are not getting into a transaction with the two parties. For example, if the fruit seller makes you enter into an agreement with himself and also the truck guy who's going to bring the grapes from Nashik, then that is two parties. So you enter into agreement with the vendor who's selling it to you and the truck transporter who's going to bring the grapes from Nashik. Now there is a problem if this kind of structuring is done. The problem is you now have 2 points of failure. Vendor says, I could give you the grapes, but what to do? The transporter failed to bring the grapes till here. You have entered into the agreement with transporter. Please fight with transporter. Please go to court against transporter. Don't ask me for refund. Grape seller will say that. So this is two parties. Suppose there are three parties. The grape seller makes you enter into agreement with the transporter and with the farmer. Now you have 3 points of failure. Either the grape seller doesn't give you the grapes, or the transporter doesn't transport it, or the farmer doesn't grow the grapes, or he can say, sorry, grapes failed, the crop failed. You will have to accept it because you have entered into transaction with three parties. You have knowingly entered into transaction with three parties. Why did you enter into transaction with three parties? If you wanted a house, you should enter into a transaction, an agreement with only one party. Who's the party? The guy who's selling you the house, right? Why three parties? Now, how do builders bring more parties in? One is they will make you enter into an agreement with the land seller. They will say, we are one party, landowner is another party. So you get two parties. Can they make three parties? Yes. Can they make 10 parties? They can make 20 parties. I have seen agreements with 20 parties. How do they do this? Shall I tell you? It's very simple. They have a company. Okay. One company is the promoter. So let me call this Jai Maharashtra LLP. Now, he has other companies which own parts of the land. So he says Jai Maharashtra 2 LLP, Jai Maharashtra 3 LLP, Jai Maharashtra 5 LLP, Jai Maharashtra 10 LLP. So that way you got 10 LLP companies. Each of them is owning a stretch of land. All of them are same Jai Maharashtra, same promoter, same everything. This guy, Jai Maharashtra, could have just taken all the others and joined them. You know, he could have taken the plot of land, joined them together, purchased it, gotten power of attorney. He could have done all that. But he didn't do that. What he did is he keeps these 10 guys separate and then he makes you enter into agreement. He is the promoter, Jai Maharashtra. Then you, Jai Maharashtra 1, landowner, Jai Maharashtra 2, landowner, Jai Maharashtra 3, landowner. 10 guys are in an agreement with you. Okay. Does this happen? Yes, it happens. I have seen such agreements. It's horrible. I have seen these agreements. There is another way to do this. They are doing it like this. Godrej Properties enters into agreement with Godrej LLP. Why? Godrej Properties, I mean, these names, I am giving you hypothetical names. I have made a video about Godrej Properties in particular. But right now when I am saying Godrej LLP, Godrej Properties, think of them as hypothetical names. Okay? So Godrej Properties enters into MOU with Godrej LLP, enters into agreement with Godrej Singapore. Why? Godrej Singapore is the owner of the Godrej brand. Godrej brand, are they all the same family of the same, are they all group companies? Yes, they are all group companies. All of them. All of them Godrej Group. But Godrej Singapore is going to empower and license Godrej LLP to use the Godrej brand. And therefore Godrej LLP is going to pay a license fee to Godrej. Then Godrej LLP is going to appoint Godrej Properties as the manager, as the development manager. Okay. They enter into a separate agreement and they will pay them a separate development management fee. So they divide themselves into 2 parties, 3 parties, 4 parties. This is like, if I am the builder, Krishnaraj Rao says Krishnaraj Rao right hand private limited and Krishnaraj Rao left hand private limited. And Krishnaraj Rao right hand private limited is entering into agreement with you. Now Krishnaraj Rao right hand private limited, which has sold you the property, has to now make you enter into agreement with left hand, which is owning the land. And then the Krishnaraj Rao right hand will make Krishnaraj Rao, this guy, into the development manager. Do you see the problem? If you go to court, we are going to keep the court very busy by playing games between us. This guy will blame this guy. This guy will blame this guy. Same guy, one guy. This guy will blame me. Why? Krishnaraj Rao, the main guy, did not do the property development as he was supposed to do. This kind of games are being played by Godrej. One, I am giving you a very specific name, Godrej. Okay? Check it out. I have made a video about this. They are playing games. Others also play such games. There are many builders who play these games of passing the parcel. They have shown themselves as the promoter. But then they'll say, okay, but development manager is different from promoter. How? Oh, well, sir, we have to give them, they have an expertise and all this, and we are giving them development management fees, and we have appointed them, and they are doing this and that, and marketing, and da. If you want to do marketing, please engage a channel partner for doing marketing. There are plenty of channel partners who do marketing. That's exactly what they do. And in fact, your development manager is also going to do, if he is going to do marketing, he is going to engage channel partners. So what is the point of your engaging a development manager? Basically, you are dividing and passing the buck. Now, passing the buck is bad for you in a transaction. Passing the buck is bad for you because there are more things to go wrong, more things that he can keep blaming others for. Okay, and if you try to hold them accountable when you go to court, they'll just start playing games and it's going to be endless. You will never get justice. As it is, if you go to a court, it's going to take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You know that. It's going to take a long time, not just 2, 3, 4 years, maybe even more. If there are 3 parties, and 3 parties with 3 lawyers, and one of them seeks adjournment at first date, another one seeks adjournment at second date, another one seeks adjournment at third date, then the fourth one argues with the fifth one, and it's endless. Your expenditure for legal will go through the roof. You cannot face them. They will crush you. Just with this one thing, they will crush you. So, here's a guideline for you, handy guideline. Please read your agreement and make sure that the builder is only one, there is only one and only builder, and he is not passing the buck. Can there be a co-promoter? Yes, if he is the landowner. Can the builder enter into agreement with landowner? Yes, correct, he can. What happens if there are more parties? For example, there can be hidden parties. What happens if it's an SRA project? Now, an SRA project means there are hidden parties. There is an SRA society. Often there are 2 or 3 or 4 SRA societies, whom these guys are supposed to provide rehab component. Only after providing rehab flats to the SRA societies, then the sale component is free for them. Like they can sell the flats, rest of the flats to people like you and make money for the rehab component, the rehabilitation of those slum dwellers. Now, if there are 3 or 4 slum dwellers cooperative societies, it means that each and every one of them can go and litigate. So, you got 3 or 4 possible litigants. This can be a problem. You need to see, have these guys been satisfied? Have they been given their rehab component? Then maybe you are a little bit safe. You are a little bit safe because rehab component has been given to the slum dwellers, so there is less of a possibility of these guys going to court and getting stay order or getting some other kind of orders which are adverse to you. You need to understand this. So this is one thing. There are other types of hidden parties. Okay. One of the types of hidden parties is there is a builder. I have given instances of this on my channel. There is a failed builder, for example, Nirmal Lifestyle. Nirmal Lifestyle's work is going nowhere. Anybody who has bought a flat in Nirmal Lifestyle in Kalyan or some other places is crying. They are helpless. Okay. Their money has been taken, they are going nowhere, the money is not being returned, the project is not happening, people are miserable. Now, if Nirmal Lifestyle is an invisible partner and what you see on the top is a party like Larsen & Toubro, L&T, good reputation. L&T makes you think he is entering into agreement with you, but actually if you see, he is making you enter into agreement with himself and with Nirmal Lifestyle. Now, you should be worried. You should be worried because if Nirmal Lifestyle does not deliver, L&T may say, no, he is not supposed to do anything. We are doing everything. We are all in all. Are they really? We don't know. We don't know what is the arrangement. If there is any kind of an arrangement between L&T and Nirmal Lifestyle, for example, Nirmal is supposed to pay some money to L&T or give some space or some permissions or something to L&T and they fail. If Nirmal Lifestyle fails in giving L&T, then L&T will fail in giving you your flat and you are screwed and you are litigating against both of them. You don't understand the arrangement between them. Their MOU may be on RERA. What is on RERA may be genuine. Or there may be another MOU which they have not disclosed to RERA. But let us assume what is on RERA is the only MOU. But even if that is the case, even if you are able to read their MOU, you will have a court case between you, L&T and Nirmal, and they are very different. They can be very different. They can take up a lot of time in court. You will go old litigating. You will never get your flat. This is a problem. So let me show you another type of invisible parties. Now, builders are very fond of bringing invisible parties. I have criticized Vadhva for this, but it's not only Vadhva. Lodha also does this. There are a lot of these builders who do these things. What they do is they bring in invisible parties who are supposed to give you something. They may not be existent. Currently, they may not even be in existence, or they may be existent, but they are not named. They are not signatories. Hence, invisible. So, there is a contract. Contract is between you and builder. Now, let me explain it like this. Okay? Think of this as your contract. What do you see? You see a mess. You see a very complicated thing which is 100 pages full of clauses. You don't understand. You don't know where one thing goes in and another thing comes out, right? You can't find the ends of this thing. This is your contract. Now, if your contract is simple, straightforward, worded in a simple way, you are one party, this is you. Builder is another party, this is the builder. Contract is between you. It is necessary to have this tension. Your interest is pulling this way, builder's interest is pulling this way. This is the contract. Okay? Easy to understand? Yes. Not complicated, no hidden clauses, no people, no hidden parties. Exactly. This is straightforward. This is how a contract should be. You know how they make their contract? This is you, this is the builder. There are a lot of loose ends. You can pull as hard as you want in court, but what are you going to do with these things? What are you going to do with these things? You can't do anything. There's a mess. Builders try to structure their contract like this. They try to make a mess of their contract deliberately. Deliberately, because it allows them space to run away. They can get away from their contractual obligations because their contractual obligation is to an intrinsically weak party, that is you. So they entangle you. They entangle you in the contract like this. Okay? You are helpless. They know what is what, what is going where. They know exactly. You don't know anything. They make a mess of it. You can't make, you have no grip. You cannot exert traction on them. It's not possible. They are free. This is what happens. This is what a builder's contract is all about. Please ensure, if you are entering into a contract with a builder, please ensure that no other parties are named. For example, if he says, if a federation is formed, then you will do this, or you will give the federation these permissions. Is the federation a signatory? No. Then don't mention it. Make the builder delete anything about federation. If the cooperative society is formed, then you as a constituent of cooperative society will ensure that builder will have permission to use the terrace. This is one very specific type of clause that some builders put in. It is wrong, but he is diluting your agreement. He is making a mess. He is doing this with your agreement. Tell them to delete. Is this cooperative society a signatory? No. Delete the party. When the club is handed over, when we hand over the common amenities, club, swimming pool, all that to an outside party, we are entitled to hand it over to an outside party. We will not hand it over to society. We will hand it over to outside party, and your outside party will charge you, and you will pay whatever the outside party wants you to pay. They do these things. Maintenance company will charge you, and maintenance company will escalate the prices, the rates by 10% every year and all that. Is this maintenance company a part of your agreement? No. Only two parties like this. You, builder, two parties. Only two parties. Please don't allow them to bring in a mess. Don't let them do this to you. So, the structure of a contract has to be safeguarded with proper, policing that there are only two parties. That is one thing. Let me tell you more things about contracts. One of the things about contracts is they should not have too many waivers and disclaimers. As many waivers and disclaimers are there, I am aware that builder may not succeed because of this, that, agar magar, there's a lot of agar magar around. It is going to weaken your contract. So it is in your interest to make the builder delete all the agar magars, draw a line through them. Now, will the builder do that? Typically, he will resist. He will say, I don't want to enter into contract with you in case, I cannot do it. I will not do it. It is our company policy. It is so and so. We will not change a word or a line of our agreement. Correct. If you will not change a word or line of your agreement, then I will not enter into that agreement with you. Therefore, there will be no agreement. Kindly give me back my token and booking amount. This is the way you have to go with it. Now, suppose the builder is willing to accept changes to the agreement. Then, don't be an amateur. You don't understand everything. There are a lot of clauses that you will have to remove. Send it to me or someone like me. Let us go through it together and delete the clauses and then send him the draft and then see what he has to say, because he is surely not going to accept all your changes. But you try to eliminate as many of the waivers, disclaimers, extraneous parties, invisible parties as possible. This is one important thing. Then I am telling you one more important thing. You should not be accepting penalties on yourself unnecessarily. I am aware that time is of the essence, and if I fail to pay, then the builder is entitled to forfeit the amount and cancel the agreement. Don't accept these unnecessary terms. Your whole objective is to have a good agreement, not to enable the builder to cancel your agreement, put penalties on you, etc. So again, giving you the example of the rope, you have to pull on your side. You have to safeguard your interest. Builder is of course safeguarding his interest. And if you are not safeguarding your interest, then what happens is you get pulled by the builder. And this is endless. The longer you go, the longer more he will pull you. You will keep on going helplessly. He will keep on dragging you. Please maintain tension. He is an opposite party. Builder is an opposite party. Remember that. Maintain tension. Safeguard yourself. I am Krish the Urban Naxal. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.